Imperare sibi, maximum imperium est. The greatest empire is the one within. The Discipline Triptych. So you returned. Good. Then you understand. One cut is never enough. A decision is not the end of the path. It is the first wound that reveals what you're made of. In the last episode, we exposed the illusion of choice. We saw that a real decision is not addition, but elimination. To decide is to sever, completely. We called that the first cut, but now comes the second trial, the one no strategy can escape. Discomfort, because every path worth walking will hurt, and every transformation worth making will test what you decided. Not once, not loudly, but silently, repeatedly. This is the moment when most men retreat, not because they were weak, but because they were never trained to endure. In this episode, we go deeper into the biology of pain, the psychology of resistance, and the ancient art of walking through discomfort without flinching, and through it, to become someone unbreakable. Welcome to Discipline Triptych. This is where the work begins. Part 1. The Rite of Passage. There's a bell, a cold steel bell hanging in the center of the compound. Every Navy SEAL recruit walks past it. Every day. If the pain becomes too much, if your body gives out, if your mind cracks, you don't need to explain. You don't need permission. Just walk up to the bell and ring it 3 times, and everything stops. No more screaming muscles, no more 4 a.m. runs, no more sand in your eyes, in your lungs, in your soul. Just silence. It's simple. It's tempting. And that's why it's there. Because the bell isn't just an escape from pain. It's a test, a mirror, a line drawn in the sand, not by your instructors, but by your own mind. Every man in that camp feels the same pain, the same hunger, the same freezing water and blistering sun. But not every man rings the bell. Why? Because pain doesn't break you. Your interpretation does. Pain is the signal. Your mind writes the narrative. And when your story says, "This is unbearable," your body obeys. But what if it's not? What if you've only ever been taught to run? What if every discomfort, every tension, burn, ache, has been mislabeled by a soft culture, terrified of struggle? The Stoics would have laughed at our fear of pain. Epictetus lived with a crippled leg and taught that the body is never the real prison, only the opinion of the soul. Marcus Aurelius commanded legions and battled disease, and yet he wrote, "If it is endurable, endure it. If not, take control, but never complain." This is what they knew, and what the SEALs know. Discomfort is not the enemy, it's the threshold. The line between who you are and who you could be, but only if you stay, only if you don't ring the bell. So the question is not, will it hurt? It will. The question is, when it does, what story will you tell yourself? What words will echo deep inside your brain? The story of strength, or the story of weakness? You've reached the gate, and now you decide if you go through it or turn back. This is the rite of passage. Part 2. Endure to transcend. Pain. We think of it as the body's scream. A broken bone, a torn muscle, scorched skin. But the Stoics, and modern neuroscience, knew better. Pain is not just what happens to you. It's how your mind gives it meaning. So ask yourself, what is pain? Not just a signal, but a story, a narrative your brain tells itself, built from sensation, memory, and belief. In the 1960s, neuroscientists Ronald Melzack and Patrick Wall shattered the old model. They showed that pain doesn't simply travel through nerves like electricity. It passes through a gate in the spinal cord. And that gate, it opens or it closes depending not only on the injury, but on you. Your fear, your focus, your interpretation. You don't just feel pain, you shape it. And remember, pain is not your enemy. It's a primal protection system. The real problem begins when In the modern world, we misinterpret pain as suffering and confuse physical signals with emotional discomfort. That's why rejection stings, why loneliness aches, why shame burns. Discomfort is pain without damage. But your brain can't always tell the difference, and that's where transformation begins. Dr. Karen Davis calls this the dynamic pain connectome. Pain is not fixed, it is formed. Emotion, memory, context, all shape the experience. That's why two runners can hit the same wall, but only one breaks, not because of muscle, but because of given meaning. Oxford's Dr. Irene Tracey proved this in her fMRI research. When you expect pain, your brain amplifies it. But when you meet it without resistance, fear circuits quiet. Prefrontal regions activate, and interpretation of signal transforms pain into strength. She writes, "Pain is subjective, and expectation alone can shape its intensity. Your belief system matters, not just psychologically, biologically. Consider this: the same action, carrying heavy loads, lifting bags of sand, marching for hours, can be torture in a prison or a personalized workout in a gym. You even pay for the second. The difference: narrative, story, interpretation. This is where Stoic wisdom re-emerges. Modern science shows us the mechanism. The Stoics provided the meaning. To Marcus Aurelius, discomfort was not punishment. It was ascesis, ultimate training of the soul, to test what remains when ease is stripped away. So what happens when you train discomfort instead of fleeing it? Angela Duckworth called it grit, the habit of staying, not once, but daily. Discipline is not a gift. It's effort, repeated under pressure. Each time you hold the line, you reshape your brain. Dr. Seymour confirmed this. Pain is learned, adapted, shaped by repetition. Each time you stay one breath longer, you move the gate, you redraw the line. You're not numbing yourself, you're forging yourself. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. If it is endurable, endure it. If not, stop complaining. Either way, take control. To him, pain wasn't an obstacle. It was a tool, a signal. And signals can be reinterpreted. Signals can be rewritten. So don't flee pain. Study it, interpret it, learn from it. Ask yourself, is this dangerous or just unfamiliar? That's how warriors are made, not by avoiding suffering, but by forging strength through it. In the next part, we move from insight to training, from knowledge to practice. You will learn how to raise the discomfort threshold and how to use it to forge the kind of man who does not break when it begins to hurt. Part 3. Forge the threshold. Let's be clear from the start. If you came here looking for hacks or shortcuts, this is not your place. But maybe that's good, because shortcuts don't lead anywhere worth going. The modern world has sold us the illusion of effortless change. It whispers, you can have it all without sacrifice. But deep down, you already know that's a lie. Discipline cannot be bought. It cannot be downloaded. It must be built through effort, through discomfort, through the kind of work no one sees. Why is it rare? For the same reason gold is rare. Because it's hard to extract, difficult to shape, and because imitation is easier, but it never lasts. You can fake discipline for a while, but the moment things get hard, the mask falls. That's why this part is not about advice. It's about direction. I cannot give you a method, but I can give you the path. Your task now is simple to say and hard to do. Raise your threshold for discomfort. You've already learned that pain is not just a signal. It's a story, a perception filtered through the gates of your nervous system. The amygdala, the insula, the prefrontal cortex, they interpret your signals, and your interpretation decides your response. So ask yourself, is the signal truly dangerous or just unfamiliar? Your brain's first job is protection. That's why it screams when you break a bone, to keep you from making it worse. But what about the burn in your legs after 10 seconds of sprinting? What about the tension after 10 push-ups? You're not in danger. You're just uncomfortable, and your brain doesn't yet know the difference. That's where your training begins. Pick one physical challenge, something simple. It doesn't have to be impressive, just repeatable. Hold a plank, march uphill, raise a broomstick overhead and don't let it drop. The goal is not fitness, it's neural. You're not building muscle, you're rebuilding perception. Start your movement, breathe, consciously. Continue until you feel the first edge of resistance. It might come at 10 seconds. It might come at 5 minutes. The time does not matter. When that moment comes, pause. Acknowledge it. This is not pain. This is discomfort. And discomfort is safe. Continue breathing. And stay. Let the mind activate. System 2, deliberate reasoning, takes over. You remind yourself, this is not dangerous. This is unfamiliar. And then you reach the threshold, the place your mind has never gone before, where the gate screams, stop now, retreat, too far. But this time, you don't. Count. 10 more seconds, 10 more steps, 10 more breaths. Your mind will resist. 1, 2, 3. It's too much. 4, 5, 6. You've never gone past this point. 7, 8, 9. Stop now, you're hurting yourself. And finally, 10. You made it. Now don't collapse, don't curse, stand and look back. Breathe again and see clearly. You survived. You were safe. You were strong. The signal was not pain. It was a limit, and you moved it. Next time, don't stop at the edge. Take 10 more seconds and make them count. The next step. You've entered a different reality. This isn't new. Every ancient culture had rites of passage built on endurance, on bearing discomfort without escape. This is your initiation. And now that you know the threshold can be moved, you can train it. But don't stop at the body. That's just the gateway, because the strength you build here, you'll carry into daily tasks, responsibilities, and leadership. And now, speak. Leave a comment and inspire others. What discomfort have you chosen to face, instead of fleeing from it? What moment did you endure, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary? The man who can hold discomfort is the man who cannot be broken, and that is true discipline. If this struck something in you, it means your war has already begun. Don't face it alone. Join this channel and stand with those who still fight. Don't rush. Let this message settle. Reflect on it. Act on it. And when you're ready, when you've turned understanding into action, watch the next episode and forge the final weapon. Relentless determination. I salute you.